Hey everybody, what's up? I hope you're having an awesome day. Of course, as always, welcome back to another Cars 3 diecast review. Today we have the first Cars 3 Super Chase Morgan Martins. So let's dive right into the review of this awesome diecast. I have been really just waiting. When will there be another Super Chase? Because there was supposed to be one with Cruz Ramirez and that kind of got canceled because it was really a big mess up. If you'd like to hear me talk about that a little bit more, you can check out the description below for my video on Cruz Ramirez as Francis Beltline. So that was just kind of like a weird hoax type thing, but this is the first legitimate Super Chase. I got this from Amaze and Boys Toys Co. And as I'm sure you guys already know, an awesome seller. Their eBay store is called CodeMade0. Link to it will be in the description below. They're in the process of making their own website, which will be awesome, coming very soon. Their email will also be in the description below, so you can contact them asking about a specific item that you may not see on their actual eBay store, because they have stuff dating all the way back until 2006 up until now, and that's not all on eBay. So there's a big chance that what you're looking for is, available to buy, but it's just not on their eBay store. And they ship worldwide, which is awesome. And thanks Bailey Mays as well at Amaze and Boys Toys Co. Alright, let's start here with the package of this Super Chase. So as you can see, just the typical Cars 3 packaging. It does say Super Chase right there with an asterisk. Now usually right there it would say Deluxe, obviously, because he's a deluxe vehicle. He's in Deluxe Case D. The contents for that are in the description below. And that is the twin case of Case C. Contents for that will be in the description below as well. Now if you guys don't know, that is pretty much how it works for any Super Chase. There's the regular case, and then there happens to be a twin case as well. Pretty much just like how it sounds, it's a twin, with the one difference being that in Case D, instead of having Miss Fritter, you have Morgan Martin. So you can kind of get a visual of it when comparing the two lists in the description below. So nice packaging. I like that they labeled it Super Chase, although I know some people don't like that because that makes it very obvious for, people who aren't really into the hobby, but they know enough to identify what's rare, what's the chase, so they can buy it up and sell it on eBay for outrageous prices. Honestly, I don't know. That's just going to happen anyways. I don't really care, but I guess it would be nice if, Super Chases from Cars 3 and whatnot were more like treasure hunts or super treasure hunts from Hot Wheels, because they are pretty hidden for Hot Wheels. Like there's a little logo and identification behind the car. Like imagine the text being behind the actual car on the cardboard back there, and there's a little icon on the car itself. But you really have to be like a collector to know. For those, genuine collectors that just want to, find something pretty cool. Anyway, the description reads, blindsided by a new generation of Piston Cup racers, LM finds himself suddenly pushed out of the sport he loves to get back on top. He will need the help of a young race technician, inspiration from the late fabulous Hudson Hornet, and guidance from a few old friends along the way. On the back, we only see Morgan Martins, which in my opinion is a little strange. It says Super Chase vehicles are limited to no more than 4,000 units produced. That's right, guys. There are no more than 4,000 Morgan Martins in the world, at least according to Mattel, and you know what? I believe them. So that makes him very, very rare, which is a good thing because that's what you expect out of a Super Chase. Now, before we open this guy up, I just wanted to mention one thing, because obviously, like I said, and as you can see, you only see one other car in the back, whereas usually you can see the other cars or new cars in the case. Like here for Arvy, you see Arvy himself along with Mr. Drippy. It reminds me of international packages where you only have the car on the back because it makes it simpler for, multiple languages. As you can see right here, you have Dr. Damage, and then you have that in 2 other languages. That looks like Russian and possibly French. I really have no idea. I picked this up while on my vacation in Canada, and I was actually really happy to find Dr. Damage because I have not seen him at any stores here in the US. You can also see the multiple languages there. That's Arabic, I don't know. I'm sure they're probably like the same, but they don't have Arabic on the back here. So yeah, kind of confusing, but it just reminded me of that because on all international packages, you only get one car in the back, and that is the car that you're actually getting in the package. But anyway, time to open up this really big diecast. I mean, since we have Dr. Damage here, and he's also an ambulance, you can just see how much bigger Morgan is than Dr. Damage. And I find that really cool because he's an actual functioning ambulance, whereas Dr. Damage is obviously only in the demolition derby for fun. Now Morgan, well, he's kind of interesting. He didn't actually appear in the movie, which is super strange, but I feel like he was more so cut. I'm just going to say this, guys. It's not really a spoiler for the movie, I know. I think now the majority of the World Cars 3 is out in cinemas, but it's not really a spoiler. So I'm just going to talk about his appearance, or non-appearance, I guess you could say, in full. Alright, so obviously this would have been the ambulance to take Lightning McQueen to the hospital after his crash. Makes sense. We all knew McQueen crashed, not a spoiler. And so that makes sense, right guys? But when you see, I'm going to put the image on the screen. This is from a trailer, so again, no spoilers. And you can see all the like ambulances are actually, why did I even say that? All the like rescue vehicles rushing out to McQueen. Sally, Mater, Luigi, and Guida there as well. You see a couple fire trucks, so you can assume that Tiny Lugsworth here is one of them. So he appears, but only for such a split and very foggy second because there's blackness around the side of the screen. It's kind of like blurred edges, I guess you could say. And now I feel like they cut out of that scene so quickly that Morgan didn't have a chance to drive in yet. I feel like in a full cut, they had Morgan in there drive up. Maybe not like a full appearance, but you saw the top of him from that aerial shot. But when they were in post-production, they cut that for some reason to keep the time down, which I don't know why they would, necessarily want to do that. Maybe because kids might lose interest, but really, I don't know. But they had it in there, and they sent like the plans off to Mattel. I really have no idea, guys. I wish I could tell you like why he didn't appear, but for those of you guys who saw the movie, you can attest that he didn't really appear. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong scene. Maybe he didn't even appear at that scene, but it's the most logical place for him to appear because he's a full functioning ambulance and his purpose was most likely to take McQueen to a nearby hospital because he had that awesome, yeah, totally awesome, that terrible crash. But anyways, guys, that's his non-appearance, I guess you could say. Kind of disappointing for me because being a super chase, you want it to be a cool car that you saw from the movie and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I want that car. It's going to be a super chase, which makes it even more awesome and more limited and stuff like that. Like, I feel like they did exactly that with the circus cars from 2015. They were really unique, cool cars from the end credits of Cars 1. They made them super chases, which made him that much more special. For this guy, I don't know, he's not special. He didn't even appear in the movie. So I'm a little bit disappointed on that front. Now, as for his release, obviously, a super chase will never be re-released. So that makes that pretty simple. Alright, let's get into the review right here. And now looking at him straight like this, it's like, where did his mouth go? It's like he has like some sort of scarf around his mouth. I don't know. But it's there. It's just in black. You can see the smile right there, which I don't know. I can't say that he wouldn't have a smile in the movie because we didn't see him, but rushing out to McQueen's crash, I don't think he would be smiling. Same thing with Tiny Lugsworth, but I think they do that for the kids because they don't want all these frowny cars. They want to keep it positive, but I like the white. It makes it very realistic, and the expression, at least the eyes, is pretty nice. He has black side view mirrors, a blue stripe going across here all the way to the back. Now, the only part on him that's actually metal is the cab portion right here. The back part, this whole box essentially, is plastic, which is to be expected because every ambulance that is set up this way has that same design. You have Race Division 17, or Race DIV, with the period there as the abbreviation, 17, which makes perfect sense because Tiny Lugsworth was also Race Division 17, and that also contributes to the reason why I think he did not appear because there's no other place for him to really appear. You also have the 17 Rescue Race Division there with the 2 chocolate flags on either side, and then you have like the medical symbol for the cars there with the wrench in the middle, which is very, very cool. And let's check out Tiny's logos because I think they are the same, just maybe a little bit different coloring, which makes sense. Yep, you can see 17 Race Rescue Division right there. Perfect. I like that. You know, it shows consistency. Actually, let's see if we could get focused in here. There you go. You're focused on that. And ouch. Ouch. Did I just chip him? Okay, hopefully not. Man, I'm so clumsy sometimes, guys. But yeah, you can see that they are the same right there. Yeah, hopefully I didn't just chip them or anything. But anyway, you have like the stepping things right here, the panels, and then you have the metal right there, textured very nicely. Just set him off to the side. So now we're on to the plastic part. I do like the rims, by the way. They look very realistic. You have a red light down here, some more red lights going around. Race Division 17 again. A door there, as you can see, it's textured in. Race, Rescue, or I'm saying it backwards, Rescue Race Division there with the same logo all blown up. Some sort of panel down here, maybe some vents or whatnot. Race Division 17, so a lot of the same stuff really. On the back is where we have the most details. Rescue, I like how it's like popped out of the body as like a light there. I'm sure it will illuminate, which is very cool. Keep back, you have the 2 logos with the 2 doors there. Unfortunately though, they don't open. His license plate reads RSQ Medic, and for some reason he has the top saying Carburetor CO, which is abbreviation for county. Now obviously this was at the LA Speedway, the Los Angeles Speedway, which is probably not in Carburetor County because Radiator Springs is in Carburetor County, so I think that's just an error. And it's just kind of weird to me because they did the actual number, the RSQ Medic there, but they didn't care to change the top text, which is just kind of weird. Kind of shows me a lack of attention to detail, which is, you know, it's never nice to see, but whatever. I'm just going to say I can't read what's above that like I always do. They did print out the decal pretty clearly with this license plate decal though, which is very nice to see. Then you have some lights here on top of the textured bumper, which is very cool. Red, yellow, gray, gray, yellow, red. Then you have the caution banner, orange, or kind of like a maroon and yellow there. On this side, you have the same exact stuff. On the roof, you have the Mattel logo and Race Div 017. Same thing as Tiny Lugsworth, which again, nice to see that consistency. So I guess these two just hang out at the races all the time, just waiting for something to happen, which I'm sure it happens quite often. And that's an unfortunate thing, but it's just a fact of racing. So their sole job is to hang out at the races and just watch and chillax until there is a crash that needs to be attended to. So the back portion here is taken care of with 4 screws, and then the front portion with 2 rivets. Wow, 6 individual holes there. And then you have some information here and there, which is actually not that much. It's like they clumped all together because usually they spread it out, you know, guys? So there it is if you are interested. I'll put this right side up so you can read that code. Alrighty, so now it's time for comparisons. Now this is very important, guys. Listen up here. By the way, I did not mention this. You have 2 yellow lights there and very, very realistic looking red and silver headlights there, which is awesome. And the sirens here on the actual roof. Anyways, back to what's extremely important. This is the first time ever where a different character, like a non-carryover character, right? So this is going to be a little tough to explain, but a character not like Lightning McQueen or Mater that carries over from movie to movie. It makes sense for them to use the same model. Obviously, they didn't do that with McQueen this time around, but that's an exception. For example, Mater was the same model from Cars 1, carried on to Cars 2, carried on to Cars 3. They did not change up the model. And for all the new characters that don't carry over, like for example, you have Chuck Manifold in Cars 1, his model is not used for any cars in Cars 2, and a Cars 2 car, like for example, let's say, I don't know, Alex Van Dell, his model was not used for anything from Cars 1. It's not like his model was borrowed or anything. They pretty much come up with all new molds and castings for each new movie besides the non-carryover characters, the main characters. You guys know what I'm saying. This is the first time that they did not do that. Morgan is the same model as Rescue Squad Ambulance here from Rescue Squad Mater, the 2009 short, Mater's Tall Tale film. They are the exact same model. I know looking at the front here, they look different. I feel like Morgan looks slimmer because of that black bumper, but no, they are in fact the same. You can see they have the light bar right there, the two lights popping out right there. These things down here, everything is the same. You have the textured in door, you have the textured in vent down here. Same thing here as well. Now this, I don't know, I don't want to say it disappoints me because in real life, is every ambulance going to be the same? Or actually, is every ambulance going to be different? Absolutely not. They're going to be the same model, whatever like the company picks to use for the ambulance, which is completely fine. Now, it would have been kind of cool if they changed it up slightly because this is from 2009, this is from 2017. But it's not really a big deal. I'm just pointing it out to you guys because it's pretty important since it's the first time it's really ever happened. But yeah, you can definitely see same cab and same back. It would have been kind of nice if they had the doors open on Morgan. That would have been a nice improvement and it would have definitely been fitting since he's a super chase. Gotta make something special about him since he didn't even appear in the movie. Here's another ambulance, Dr. Feelbad. They're extremely different, being as Dr. Feelbad is a monster truck and is quite a bit smaller. You can't really fit any cars in there. But this is essentially a scaled down version of Rescue Squad Ambulance and therefore Morgan Martin's, because I'm sure in Photoshop or the computer generation they just scaled it all down because look, you have the textured in door, textured in vent, and you have the locations for all the lights being the exact same. So they definitely just scaled it down there a little bit and removed some stuff like over here. Yeah, so you guys can see that. Definitely, because you have the three lights there, light bar up here. Same stuff pretty much. Let me know, by the way, which ambulance is your favorite. I think for me it's going to be between Dr. Damage and Morgan Martin's. I like Morgan a lot. I like his expression, I like his color. And he's a super chase, which makes him cool. I just wish he appeared. Here's Dr. Damage. Obviously a lot smaller. Most likely because he's an ambulance that, is not really an ambulance because he's a demolition derby participant. But, they do have their similarities here and there. Nice, nice, nice. Morgan could probably carry Dr. Damage in the back. Wow, almost. Just like an inch or a little bit less than that off. And here's the last comparison between the ambulances here. Alfredo from Cars 2. He's obviously the most different because he is a foreign ambulance, so it's set up differently. You don't have the cab and then the back box, as I like to say. It's just all one, which is cool. Cool. Now in Canada, since I was there, and I got an up-close view of an ambulance, obviously, as you guys know. They have similar ambulances to what we have, which are like these. I guess it's more of a European-style ambulance right here. I'd like to, say that. I'm thinking about Australia. I wonder, if you're in Australia, let me know. Do you have this model ambulance or this model ambulance? Or maybe you have both, I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the review. By the way, let's see if Lightning McQueen would fit in Morgan, because obviously that would be a great test because McQueen should have been in Morgan. So we're good lengthwise for sure. Plenty of room. And yeah, you could definitely fit him in there. Awesome. If only he actually had opening doors. That would have probably been awesome since he has a super chase, making him a lot rarer, and a lot of people are going to pay more for him just inevitably because they're going to have to resort to eBay since super chases are very hard to find in stores. Have I found some? Yes, I found quite a few super chases over the years, but it's definitely not an easy thing to do. Last year, 2016, I found 2 J. Lowleys at one Walmart, which that was in that was in late 20, no. That was March of 2017 when I found those J. Lowleys, which was absolutely insane since it was so late after the release date. I found a bud at Toys R Us later on in the year. It was like actually one of the last days of the year because I showed it in my vlog, episode 4. And I found duct tape Mater, which was probably the easiest super chase to find, speaking generally. Now, super chases are not generally like shipped to foreign countries outside of the United States, which stinks. I'm so sorry if you don't live in the US, because I don't know why they just are very discriminatory against all these other countries. Like, they want super chases too. There are collectors there as well. I don't get it, guys. I'm very sorry, but if you want him and if you live in another country, I recommend probably trying to get it on eBay from Amaze and Boys Toys Co. Probably your best option right there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time for another review. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be. I have a lot of stuff to actually review. I have a playset. I have some Jada stuff, of course, and I have Punchy Wipeout. That's an awesome review that'll be coming soon, and I have a lot more cars just coming out that'll be, you know, just like new releases, because Mattel is kind of like, there was a little bit of a break in early July, and now we're back to it with a bunch of new cars. Guys, let me just tell you, in the Philippines, these cars were found. Roscoe, Pushover, APB, who else? Fishtail, Darren Leadfoot, and Ernie Gearson, all as singles. I'm pretty sure that's Case H. I can't wait for that, guys. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.